Good morning, Jazz fans. Today is that day, January 9th. Donovan Mitchell returns to Utah to play the Utah Jazz after being traded away to the Cleveland Cavaliers. As a Jazz fan, it's going to be a weird one because Donovan Mitchell gave us so many good memories. I ran polls on Twitter. What do? Boo or not to boo? Cheers, loud cheers, standing ovation. It's going to be really interesting. And I think as Jazz fans, we've said this before, I think the consensus is starting to grow that Donovan gave us such great years as a fan base. We need to appreciate that. And so I made a Twitter post late last night, maybe a little too late, and asked, what are your favorite Jazz moments of Donovan? And so we're going to make a little video this morning and go through them. If you're on YouTube, that's probably the best way to watch the videos. But on Twitter, if you're here, feel free to leave a comment on the post, retweet it, and just show Donovan Mitchell some love. Honestly, if he goes off and beats us tonight, I don't care because we're 10th in the West right now. I also ran another poll saying, what are you leaning towards, a playoff push or tanking? And most of Jazz fans said tanking. So I think the consensus as well is, we're so low in the standings right now that it's okay if we lose. So let's go ahead and get into this. Intro music. All right, so as you can see on the screen here, if you don't follow us on Twitter, go ahead and follow us at Jazzketball. I said, what is your favorite Donovan Mitchell moment in a Jazz uniform? Comment and retweet to show Spida Mitchell love. Take note, Utah Jazz, Jazz Nation. And my dandy co-host, Dallin Orcutt, with the first reply of Donovan just squirting a water bottle all over Ricky Rubio, which is ironic that they play in Cleveland together now. And I think they had a great relationship. Donovan kind of started that whole water bottle thing. And when we were really hot, I think it was to try and cool a player off. But it caught on. And a lot of players started doing it. It was a fun little tradition. It's happened a few times this year, but kind of been lost. I love that he started that in Utah. It was always fun to see after the game, a player had a big game and all the other players just getting in on it. You have Kristen Kenny on the side trying to do an interview, and she's just looking at him like, oh my gosh, come on, man. So that's a good one. Not my favorite, but it's a good start. It's a good start. It shows the relationship that Donovan built with his teammates and really the entertainment value and the fun that he brought to the Utah Jazz community. So really good moment between him and Ricky Rubio. And then the next one is by Dustin Taylor at Dustin T NBA, and he says a healing moment. And I could not agree more. This was a healing moment. It is the Utah Jazz at the Boston Celtics. Gordon Hayward is going up for a dunk. And the situation between Gordon Hayward and Donovan Mitchell is completely different because Hayward left us. And he did it in the way that it all unfolded was not good. So Donovan, whether you want to believe it or not, he was traded, and we got a haul for him, obviously. So Lowry Markkanen comes. If Ochai Agbaji pans out, it was a great trade for us. But I think it was time for the Jazz to move on from Donovan. He's had comments that I think have upset a few Jazz fans, but I don't know. You never know if he meant to say it to upset Jazz fans, but it was just time. Like it was time for him to leave, I think, which is sad because you think about if, we're in a rebuilding stage, if he would have been the piece to rebuild around, especially after that 71-point performance that he had as a Cleveland Cavalier. That I replied to that one. That was such a healing moment. I remember this so vividly. And Donovan gets up on this one, man. I don't think Hayward was expecting him to even block. He kind of turned his body like, maybe I'll get fouled, and Donovan got a clean block on him. So the next one is by Delusional Jazz Fan. Follow him at Jazz Delusional. He says 50-point game or rookie Don beating OKC, coming back from injury and winning 4 straight against Grizzlies is a close second. Yeah, and I've got the 57-point game highlights pulled up here, and I think we're gonna go. I think we're going to go ahead and watch it. So if you want to watch the 57-point game highlights, go over to YouTube to watch these. I'm trying to make it so that... Oh, wait. Here we go. I'm going to turn the volume up. This was the game, I believe, where Jamal Murray just went off as well. This is in the bubble. And this may have been the height of Donovan Mitchell in a Jazz uniform. Oh, that dunk over Jeremy Grant. and I think this is the height of Donovan Mitchell in a Jazz uniform. This may have been kind of when it fell apart. We didn't win this series against the Denver Nuggets, and he gave everything he could in this game. 47 points. And that, you got to think, if that goes to overtime, I believe this game didn't go to overtime. What if he would have scored 71, right? That's only 14 more points. I believe in the Cleveland Cavalier game, he scored 13 points in overtime. And Donovan, if you're watching this, which you're probably not, I'm up early before work making this just for you, because Jazz fans want to show their appreciation, and honestly, we feel like we have a bad rap in the NBA, and I hope everybody cheers you tonight so that we can somewhat change that. I think if we boo, the media will for sure grab a hold of it and run with it. This playoff series was so incredible because you had two players just going off. It was never done in history where both players scored over 50 points, I believe. Great pass to Gobert. And I think that's a part of Donovan's game that was or is underrated, is his pass making skills. Like, he would make some crazy passes. And I mean that by he'd get all the way down into the lane and then somehow kick it out to a shooter. Oh, got a left-hand layup. Blows past his defender. Again, if you're on Twitter, go over to YouTube, subscribe, watch this 57-point performance. Oh, did a Euro step on Jokic. Floater over Jokic in the third quarter. See, even his highlights, it's just his assist on here. Just a simple pass to George Niang for a three. I wonder how many assists he had in this game. I can't remember. Oh. Goes underneath Jokic's arm with his right hand. He makes some... Oh, man. He makes some incredible shots that just don't make sense sometimes. So if you're at the game tonight, just remember these moments. Like, he really did heal the Utah Jazz fan base after losing Gordon Hayward. I was so upset when Hayward left. And I always thought, what if Hayward would have stayed and we would have had Mitchell? I mean, I know Hayward hasn't had the career since he left Utah that he was having here, but at the time, Hayward was at the peak of his career as well. And then you add in this dynamic rookie that can score and handle the ball. It could have been a crazy, scary, and lethal duo. 2 minutes left in the fourth. Dude. The crazy thing is that he has so much energy. My grandpa calls him a purebred because he just seems to never run out of energy. And then the fourth quarter, he's still driving to the basket and doing these moves that require extreme amounts of energy. A 3-pointer pullback with 1 minute. This game. And this actually isn't my favorite moment. I think somebody on Twitter posted my favorite moment. And we lost that game. Oh, man. He looks so mad. And if you remember in the bubble, him and Jamal Murray would pass each other, right? So you can imagine how competitive these guys were. Let's head back to Twitter. Delusional Jazz fan, thanks for that comment. That was a fun one to go and watch. And I think people forget. Dallin Orcutt, welcome, Calvin. We are talking Donovan Mitchell. Oh, sorry, Kevin. I just saw you requested. I'll get to you in just a second. Dallin Orcutt. Actually, I'm gonna approve you to speak. Dallin Orcutt posted a picture or a GIF of him at the All-Star game in the dunk contest. He's wearing the purple Jazz uniform. I believe it's Daryl Griffith Duncanstein. And it looks like after he dunked, that we should go watch his All-Star dunks. That would be fun. Him just taking pictures. He was a showman. He understood the media and how to sway them positively. And that takes a very honed skill, because a lot of athletes don't have that. And I think that's also a part that we didn't realize. I know some Jazz fans will take it the other way, where he says whatever. I've even said this. He just says what the media wants to say, but he does have a skill with handling the media. And I think that comes from his dad being part of the Mets organization. Here's another one. He's in the Raptors, the Vince Carter jersey, basically saying it's over. It's over. And it was over after that one. Another one from Dallin with him and Ricky Rubio in the Vivint Arena. Looks like a playoff game because the entire crowd is wearing white. They're hugging each other. Ricky Rubio whispered something sweet into his ear. Man, they were fun. They had a good friendship. And that team with Ricky Rubio, Jay Crowder, Joe Ingles, if you remember, they just said we all like each other. And that to me was probably my favorite Donovan Mitchell team. Even more so than the one that, we were the number one seed, finished the number one seed, because I felt like that team was defensive minded and was able to make stops. If you remember Joe Ingles shutting down Paul George in the playoffs, that was a really fun team. We've got Super. Your handle on Twitter is @KirkGarfield2. Was super nice. Kirk, at first he wasn't going to sign the shoes that released today. He changed his mind. Unfortunately, all they had left was size 7. Still pretty awesome. So it looks like he's signing the issue 1 of the Dons, the black and red, the blue and red spider ones. Actually, I had a friend, Mitch Tulane. He had the video that went viral. His daughter was going to bed, and she was kind of throwing a fit, saying, "I want to watch Donovan. I want to watch Donovan. And Donovan saw the video and gave them front row tickets to the game. I believe signed some shoes. And my